gets posted or not, but I will try to be sending this link to people today. So, all right, let's talk about your mastery. So this is my key-ish, which actually I'm probably going to need to take out of these page protectors because they are shiny. All right, so on number 1, really the only help I have is you could totally use the 10% technique. You could also like use a percent diagram or some other strategies. Most of the people who had answers done on this one were correct. The one trap door that was catching some of us is how many eggs are left. So not like, I tell you how many got used, all percent-wise. How many does that mean are left? Big, class questions on that. I would prefer that you don't come ask me individual questions today. If you have a question, I kind of want to share it with the class, right? So you can ask whatever you want. I just want to do it in front of the class. Yeah, I think 1 was kind of like a warm-up one, right? Number 2, a lot of us are not doing well on this problem. And that doesn't mean I would have marked you incorrect. What I'm saying is your answer might be wrong, and I looked at it, and I left it alone. Here's what we're messing up. Percent change is not the new number divided by the old. That's not what it is. It's the amount of change divided by what we came from. So the delta, which we got to get used to, this just in math and science, the triangle, it means change. The delta means change. We first have to figure out what was the change, like what got added or what got subtracted. And then divide by the previous amount. You got to find your delta first. Big questions on that for everyone. I don't really have much advice on number 4 except for per means divide. So figure out miles and days or figure out miles and hours. How many hours are in a day? 24. Let's make sure we all agree on that. Yeah, I know it's kind of, when you get that answer, it's sort of astronomical. Get it? Astronomical. But also it's a really big number.
Astronomical in both of these sentences.
All right. What I was noticing on 5 and 6, aside from people avoiding these problems, or people just like, oh, I'm comfortable with these, I'm gonna do those problems, and then you skipped some other ones. When we're using inverse operations, the safest way to do it is undo them in like the inverse order. So obviously you want to get U or C or N alone. And I would always be looking at that side of the equation for what do I need to undo. And watch out for signs. Sign in front of a number goes with it. This 6.94 is negative 6.94. It's safer to say that than minus, in my opinion. Margot's interest problem. By the way, guys, you can be writing down anything you want right now. So if you need to write this down, you are welcome to, although it was also on Schoology and kind of in front of your face. I equals P times R times T. Interest. It's the extra, right? So that doesn't tell you the balance. It's the extra earned. So balance will need you to put things together. Principal, original amount. Rate value of percent. It's the decimal form of the percent. Time, whatever units you're working in. If it's months, how many months? If it's annual, that means how many years, right? Annual means yearly. Annual means yearly. Any other questions from 7? Stem and leaf plots. The stem is the whatever's not the ones place. The leaf is just the ones place. Places. You don't need commas between your numbers, but you can. If you want, you can. But you don't really need commas between your leaves. So, for example, a stem of 15 and a leaf of 4 is 154. Nobody was 154 years old over here. At that point, they already won the biological lottery. All right, any questions from numbers like up to 8? And even if you thought you had a good handle on this, maybe come back to paying attention for a moment. This is what we call an odd set. Why would I be calling this an odd set? There's an odd amount of numbers. So when you have an odd set, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, you have a median. There's an odd amount of numbers. I can find the middle number with an odd set. And now it's gone. Quote unquote. It's gone. It gets used as the median. E is gone. So now A, B, C, and D. Hey guys, I'm going to say this again. There are people in this room with wrong answers on this problem. I did not mark them wrong because you have time to change them today. And it's easier to fix it on your original test. Or if you hate what you've done, cross it off and just make a revision on graph paper. But there are people sitting here that need this advice. So quartile 1, now that your bottom set of data will only be 4 numbers, quartile 1 is between B and C. And I'm recording, this video will upload in like 15 minutes and you can get back to it. By the way, you can take your test with you out of class after today. Just like you won't have a grade till you turn it back into me. So like we're going to say these are due back tomorrow. So then I can put grades in. But if you need more time, obviously like take more time. But like I'm going to put grades in map. It'll just go in as missing. Quartile 3 is between G and H. So we add them together, divide by 2. Or just, if you can figure out what numbers, just straight up between them. That's the thing that people are goofing up, is like E disappears once we use it as the median. And also, guys, E is quartile 2. E is quartile 2. I don't really have any more tips on 10, aside from refer back to what I said on number 8. And on the back, we have an even set. So, by the way, I only saw a couple people trying to do this. The median is quartile 2. So I kind of let this like trail off, and I meant for there to be a ... here. I don't know what happened. Maybe my image messed with it. But like, that wasn't everything we need. We also need quartile 3 and the maximum to be able to make a box plot. Now I know, I heard a couple people mumbling that these numbers are not in order. Why didn't I put these in order? Madeline? Well, the stem and leaf will put them in order for me, right? What's my lowest number through this set? Oh, the 39. So I guess I will start my stem and leaf with 39. I don't have any 40s, but I'm still gonna write it. I just don't put any leaves over here. Using your stem and leaf puts your data in order. That's the point of a stem and leaf. So it would be kind of silly for me to put your data in order and then have you make a stem and leaf, because now it's kind of just sort of redundant. Yeah, that's the point. Stem and leaf puts it in order and also kind of shows us what a histogram will look like. But because it makes us a histogram, we need to make a box plot. With an even set. I'm just going to put this up here and then talk, but I want to make sure that it's like focused in. With an even set, none of your numbers get removed. So your median, your quartile 2, we find it between D and E. It wasn't in our set. It does not get removed. We just find it and we write it down. Quartile 1, again, will be between two other numbers. Quartile 3, again, between two other numbers. Any questions remaining on this stuff? Yes.
What if it was like 10, or like any number that when divided by 2 is odd?
So that's not the case here. So like you're right, with a different kind of even set, then it turns into odd set on the up and the bottom, or the top and the bottom. But yes, here we had 8 numbers, so I wanted to specifically talk here. But yeah, I mean, Harrison's right. This is not any even set. This is an even. Will, get a real calculator, because it looks like you're texting on your watch. I know you're not, because I can see you doing math, but get a real calculator. All right, if there are no other questions about this test, because here there were 8 numbers, so I did this with 8 numbers. All right, I'm going to stop the video so I can get it uploading. I will link it to Schoology, assuming I remember. I'll just try to put it in the updates page. I'm hoping it'll upload before class is over. Any of y'all playing along from home, you don't have your test back, but that's what we're doing today. We're working on the tests. Any other comments, concerns, questions about any of these problems that you're wondering and could benefit your classmates? If you're done, I'll figure out what you could do, but also it's okay to be like bored. But think about other classes, right? Before you come tell me you want the next math homework, think about other classes. Are you totally caught up for them?